I believe the silver price is going to rise 100 to 200% in less than 12 months, probably in the last year of the bull market. The silver price is going to rise 20 to 30% per day on some days in the bull market. The gold-silver ratio is going to go to 20, probably lower. So some of you are going to say, that sounds pretty outlandish, Jeff. To which I would say, it's already happened. Silver has already done that before, and I think it's going to do it again. Well, if there is any kind of financial shock in the system, there's going to be a silver price shock, because investors are going to turn to gold and silver in the middle of this financial shock. Here's just some of the drive us into a financial crisis that would in turn drive gold and especially silver much higher. Look how many derivatives there are at just the 9 largest banks in the world, over $250 billion. What happens if that blows up? There's not enough money in the world by any government to bail them out. Global debt's $250 billion. There's a whole army of analysts out there that say U.S. corporate debt is the big bugaboo. That's going to be the downfall of the markets. There's a whole army of analysts out there saying, no, it's private debt that's going to be the big problem. All of those are at runaway levels. There are warnings literally everywhere. Check out this first one. This is a paper written by the Fed, commissioned by the Fed, written to other Fed governors. They're talking about money printing. They get to the end and they say, history has taught us that money printing leads to extremely high rates of inflation and often ends in economic ruin. This is the Fed itself giving us this warning. Nobel laureate Robert Shiller, I see bubbles everywhere. The bond bubble is going to end badly. The bond bubble is twice as big as the stock market. Ray Dalio, the world's largest hedge fund, a monetary policy endgame is coming. The president of the Dallas Fed, right now, he said just last year, don't rely on the US dollar staying the world's reserve currency. He actually said that publicly. And I included this quote from Fidelity because this is the world's largest mutual fund holding. She actually said, we appear to be close to a bubble, but we don't know how or when this is going to end. I love these quotes, and I'm sorry for all the text, but these are what central bankers are saying after they left office, when they're supposedly more free to speak their mind, right? Janet Yellen said, soaring U.S. debt is the type of thing that should keep people awake at night. She actually said that publicly. Ben Bernanke and Janet Yellen both have said monetary policy will not be enough to fight the next recession. So in other words, lowering interest rates and printing money won't be enough to offset a recession. So what happens then? Alan Greenspan, inflation will be inevitably rise. It poses the largest threat to our economy. Mervyn King, sort of like their Fed chief over there. The world is heading for a political and economic crisis which could unleash financial Armageddon. These are central bankers actually saying this after they left office. The bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, is there are numerous risks out there. The green ones are ones that have already occurred. The red ones have not occurred yet. They're all potential, and they're all to the right because their impact would be that much greater if they take place. How do we know investors turn to gold and silver? It's predictable. It's human nature. When a crisis happens, history shows investors and citizens turn to gold and silver. And when gold rises, silver rises more. These are all the major bull markets in history, in modern history. And silver has risen more than gold every single time.